are going to review the movie Bad Boys that came in 1995. Let's do its full movie review and let's talk about its facts. Firstly, let's start with basic information. So, basically, movie name is Bad Boys that came in 1995. Its director is Michael Bay, and it's an action comedy crime movie. And if we talk about its runtime, then it's 119 minutes runtime movie. And if we talk about main cast, then Will Smith is as a detective, Mike Lowry, and Martin Lawrence detective Marcus Burnt. This film launched one of the most popular buddy franchise in Hollywood, and if we talk about its story overview, the story set in Miami, a city full of heat, speed, money, and crime. Detective Mike Lowry and Marks Bernard works in the narcotics division. They are partner but complete opposite in personality. Mike is confident, rich, stylish, and fearless. Marker is family oriented, loud, nervous, and constantly worried. Their lives turn upside down when a massive shipment of heroin worth millions of dollars is stolen directly from the police evidence vault. This theft threatens their entire department. If the drugs are not recovered quickly, the until will be shut down. The unit will be shut down. And if we talk about the central problem, the only witness can do identify the criminals is a woman named Julie Mott. But there is a complication. She trusts only Mike. Unfortunately, Mike is not available. So the department forces Marcus to pretend to be Mike to protect the witness. This lie creates chaos both professional and personal. If we talk about identity swap solve, Marcus must leave Mike's dangerous luxury lifestyle. Mike must uh, pretend to be Marcus, a married man with children. This role switch becomes the heart of the family's comedy. Uh, if you and Marcus struggles with danger, guns, and criminals, Mike struggles with family responsibility and domestic life. The contrast creates humor without stopping the action. If we talk about action and crime angle, the villains are professional drug dealers who are ruthless and organized. They play they plan to sell the stolen heroin quickly before the police catch them. The film moves through car chases, nightclubs, confrontation, shootouts, undercover operations. Each scene pushes urgency forward, and Miami's bright visual contrast with violent crime, creating a stylish but dangerous atmosphere. If we talk about character depth, let's talk about first Mike. Mike is confident and fearless. He uses humor to hide emotional distance, live alone despite wealth, and finds meaning in police work. And Mike represents freedom but also loneliness. And if we talk about Marcus Barnett, he is a loyal family man, constantly anxious, emotionally expressive, and deeply moral. Marcus represents responsibility but also fear. Together they balance each other. And if we talk about friendship theme, the film is not just about catching criminals, it's about friendship under pressure. They argue, they insult each other, they complain non-stop. But when danger comes, they never abandon one another. Their trust is proven repeatedly in life-threatening situations. And if we talk about direction and style, Michael Bay's style is very visible. Fast camera movement, glossy visuals, dramatic angles, and explosive action. The film stabilized as bad Bay style that later became famous. The movie feels fast even during dialogue scenes. And if we talk about music and sound, hip hop and R&B tracks gives the film a strong 90s identity. The music reflects Miami culture and energy. Sound effects are loud and impactful, matching the aggressive tone. And if we talk about comedy balance, the humor comes from natural conversation, not forced jokes. Arguments between Mike and Marcus feels real and spontaneous. Much of the dialogue was improvised, which adds authenticity. And if we talk about climax and ending, the final act includes hostage rescue, large shootout, high tension confrontation. The partners work perfectly together, proving their bond. The criminals are defeated and the department is saved. The story ends with humor, friendship, and relief. And if we talk about facts about Bad Wars, this was Michael Bay's directorial debut, Will Smith's first major action film, and its budget was approximately $19 million. And if we talk about its box office, then its box office collection was over $140 million worldwide. And if we talk dialogue between Smith and Lawrence was largely improvised. The first, the film's success led to multiple sequels, becomes one of the most iconic movie of the 1990s. And if we talk about why the film worked, Strong chemistry between lead actors, perfect mix of action and comedy, stylish for visual, simple but effective story, high rewatch value. The movie does not try to be complex, it focuses on entertainment. And if we talk about final verdict, Bad Boy 1995 is a fun, fast, and energetic action comedy. It combines crime investigation with friendship and humor, creating a memorable 90s classic. If we talk about its rating, then it can, I think it's with uh, 8 out of 10. And if we talk about more, then let's talk about more. It's loading, so it will take little time. So sorry for that. If we talk about Miami as a living character, the city is not just a backdrop. Miami feels alive, bright sunlight, neon nights, luxury cars, beaches, clubs, and danger all mixed together. And if we talk about the beauty of the city contrast, strongly with the criminal world operating underneath. This contrast is important. Criminals hide behind glamour, violence exists under celebration. The movie constantly shows how crime blends into everyday life without warning. If we talk about pressure from the police department, the stolen heroine is not just a crime case, it's a political disaster. The drugs were kept inside police custody. That means the department looks corrupt, careless, and weak. Eternal affairs is watching. Time becomes the enemy. The detectives are given a strict deadline to solve the case of the entire until will be shut down. This pressure drives every decision they make. If we talk about Julie more than a witness, Julie is not just someone who saw a crime. She represents vulnerability. She is not trained. She is not prepared. She is suddenly thrown into violence. Her fear feels real. She is constantly nervous, uncertain who to trust, and terrified that one wrong move could get her killed. Her presence raises the emotional stakes of the story. And if we talk about identity, the identity seeks risk on every level. If we talk about Marcus pretending to be Mike is dangerous for several reasons. Criminals may discover the lie, and Julie may lose trust. Marcus could be killed due to Mike's reputation. At the same time, Mike pretending to be Marcus put his life into a completely unfamiliar emotional environment. Suddenly he must act like a married man. Suddenly his carefree lifestyle disappears. This role reversal forced both men to experience the life they never lived. If we talk about dialogue that feels real, Much of the movie's charm comes from conversation. The arguments feel unscripted. They they interrupt each other. They talk over each other. They change topics suddenly. The realism makes the friendship believable. They don't sound like movie characters. They sound like partners who have worked together for years. If we talk about criminal world dynamics, the villains are not cartoonish. They operate with planning, intimidation, and brutality. They don't hesitate. They kill witness. They threaten police. They move constantly. Their unpredictability keeps tension high. The film never allows the criminal to feel harmless. If we talk about car chases and action flow, the action scenes are not random. Each chase serves a purpose, escaping surveillance, protecting the witness, reaching criminals before times run out. The fast driving reflects urgency, not spectacles alone. Every explosion or crash feels tied to survival. And if we talk about Mike's hidden loneliness, tough, rich, and stylish, Mike's life is empty in quick moments, no family, no emotional connection, no stability. His humor hides isolation. The movie subtly shows that freedom without relationship eventually becomes loneliness. And if we talk about the and if we talk about Marcus's fear has meaning. Marcus is scared but uh, but not weak. His his fear comes from responsibility. He has a family waiting at the home. Every gunfight risks leaving them without a father. His fear is grounded in love. This makes him emotionally relatable. If we talk about their partnership under fire, throughout the film, trust is tested repeatedly. argument happens under pressure. Blame is thrown during stress, but when bullets fly, their coordination is perfect. They cover each other without hesitation. This shows really partnership impact but unbreakable. If we talk about the final confrontation, the climax brings everything together. Criminals desperate to escape, witness in danger, time running out. Departments feature a district. The environment becomes chaotic. If we talk about why, if we talk about emotional resolution, when the case ends, the victory is not just professional. Both men have changed slightly. Mike's gains perspective on family. Marcus regained confidence in his courage. Neither becomes the other, but both grow. And if we talk about the bad boys become iconic, perfect chemistry between lads, strong humor without killing tension, style, action, sensation, simple but effective plot, high replay value. The movie doesn't aim to be deep drama. It aims to be memorable and its success. And if we talk about additional facts, many scenes were shot with handheld camera for realism. Michael Bay was only 29-year-old when he directed the film. The studio initially doubted Will Smith as an action lead. After release, Smith became a major action star. The film defined the buddy cop style for a new generation. And if we talk about Final Judgment, Bad Boys 1995 remains a powerful example of how chemistry can carry a film fast, loud, funny, and energetic. It represents the peak of 90s action comedy cinema. If we talk about more, let's talk about more. It's loading, so we have to wait. Sorry for making you wait. And if we talk about a city that never feels safe, Miami in the film looks beautiful, but it never feels peaceful. Even in daylight, danger feels close. Crime doesn't hide in dark alleys on it moves through beaches, hotel clubs and highways. This makes the threat feel constant. The city reflects the stories told passive on the surface, standards underneath. And if we talk about time as the real will, the stolen drugs are bad, but the ticking clock is worse. The department is under investigation. Every delay risks shutdown. This pressure causes mistakes, arguments, and rushed decisions. The urgency never relaxes, keeping the story moving forward. And if we talk about the investigation feels physical, the detective don't solve the case through computers or paperwork. They solve it through interrogation, stakeout surveillance, chasing leads in prison. This gives the film a grounded feel. Police work looks exhausting, messy, and dangerous. If we talk about living each other's lives, the identity switch does more than create comedy. It fosters empathy. Marcus experiences dangerous without family protection. Mike experiences responsibility without a preparation. Both realize the other's life is not as easy as it appears. This deepens their respect for one another. And if we talk about Julie's constant fear, Julie fear never disappears. Even when protected, she expects death at any moment. She jumps at sound. She hesitates before trusting. She stays alert constantly. Her fear reminds the audience what's truly at stake. And if we talk about criminals who don't hesitate, the villains moves with confidence. They don't negotiate. They don't hesitate. They eliminate threats immediately. This increases danger becomes mercy does not exist in their world. Every mistake could be fatal. If we talk about humor as stress relief, the jokes don't remove tension, they release pressure. Character joke when fear becomes unbearable. This makes the humor feel human, not artificial. Laughing becomes a coping mechanism. If we talk about Mike's professional instinct, Mike's calmness in chaos shows experience. He reads situations quickly. He predicts criminal behavior. He stays composed under fire. This is why he is effective, not just fearless, but sharp. Mm, If we talk about Marcus' moral center, Marcus reminds the story what's right. He questions recklessness. He worries about consequences. He thinks about life beyond the mission. He represents conscience within himself. If we talk about trust built through danger, the more danger increase, the less they argue. When survival becomes real, ego disappears. They move as one unit. This transformation is subtle but powerful. If we talk about final act intensity, the climax doesn't feel strange. It feels desperate. Explosions are chaotic, gunfire is overwhelming. Movement is frantic. This chaos reflects now how close everything it to collapse. If we talk about aftermath, when everything ends, relief arrives quickly. No celebration, no big discussion, just exhaustion. Two partners who survived another day. If we talk about why the film still works today, even decades later the movie holds energy. Because it's built on chemistry, not effect. Character, contrast, not complexity, momentum, not overthinking. It understands what it wants to be and delivers it confidently. And if we talk about final, it's fast, loud, funny, loud, and a true 90s action classic. Let's talk about more. It's getting guys, you have to wait for a little more movement. If we talk about opening mood, if we talk about opening mood, Miami before the storm. The movie opens with a calm view of Miami. Bright lights, luxury cars, music everywhere. But beneath this beauty, something else is already moving. Inside a police evidence vault, millions of dollars worth of heroin is stored, recently seized and believed to be secure. The confidence lasts only minutes. That night, professional thieves break into the vault. They move silently, they know exactly where everything is. No panic, no mistake. Within minutes, the entire drug stock is gone. This single crime shakes the whole police department. The department in crisis. The theft is not just The theft is not just embarrassing, it catastrophic internal affairs steps in. If the drugs are not recovered quickly, the entire narcotics division will be shut down. Careers will end, cases will collapse. The pressure is enormous. Two detectives are chosen to solve it. If we talk about Mike, then he is calm, rich, his rich style is fearless, and if we talk about Marcus, but family man, stressed, cautious, emotional, and opposite in every way. Yet, partner for years. And if we talk about two leaves, one pets, Mike lives alone, 5 cars, expensive clothes, no responsibility. Marcus lives south at home, kids screaming, bills filling up, no peace. They argue constantly. But when duty calls, they show up. And if we talk about the first lead, their investigation quickly leads them to a criminal latent connected to the stolen healing. But before they can move further, something goes wrong. A woman named Julie Mott, a civilian witness, sees a murder linked directly to the drug theft. Now sees target and sees trust only one man, Mike. But Mike is not available yet, so the department makes a desperate decision. And if we talk about the identity, Marcus must pretend to be Mike, Mike must pretend to be Marcus. What begins as a life becomes a nightmare. Marcus is suddenly living the dangerous life of a man with enemies everywhere. Mike must survive family life. He is completely unprepared for the switch, creates confusion, tension, and non-stop pressure. One mistake could expose everything. If we talk about uh, Julie on the run, Julie knows she's being hunted. She doesn't feel safe anywhere. Even police protection feels fragile. Her fear is constant. She jumps at every sound. Trust becomes nearly impossible. Yet she must rely on people she barely knows. And if we talk about criminal world closing in, the criminal begin eliminating loose ends. Anyone who knows how much too much is filled daily just operates without emotion to him. People are obstacles, nothing more. The danger increase every hour. And if we talk about chases that never slow down, car chases explode through Leoni streets. No safe zone, no pause. Car chases split like siren scream. The film never allow calm for long. Even quiet moments feel temporary. And if we talk about growing respect as dangers grow, the partners change. Marcus realizes Mike's confidence hides discipline and experience. Mike realizes Marcus' passion comes from responsibility and love. They begin trusting each other completely. Their arguments fade. Survival becomes the only focus. And if we talk about the final operation, the final showdown arrives at an abandoned airstrip. A deal turns into a battle, gunfire erupts, chaos explodes everywhere. Helicopters, explosions, screaming, engines, everything corridors at once. No fancy hero moments, just desperation and instinct. They fight not for glory but to stay alive. If we talk about the ending, when it's finally over, silence returns. No victory speech, no celebration, just exist. Two men standing after surviving something that nearly destroyed them. Their bond is stronger than ever, not because they like each other more, but because they have seen death together. And if we talk about final message of the movie, and if we talk about Bad Boy is not just about cops and criminal, it's about trust under pressure, friendship tested by fear, responsibility versus freedom, chaos versus control. That's why the movie is decades later. Uh, if we talk about more than less, let's talk about more. It's loading, so you have to wait for a little minute or moment. And if we talk about after the chaos, no time to rest, and have to be. And it will be take too much. I applies for rate, but what can I do? I can do nothing because it's not loading. So what can I do? If we talk about pressure built from our direction, after the early shootouts, the situations become heavier. The stolen drugs are not just missing evidence, they represent power, money, and control. Every criminal group in the city wants to know who took them. The police department is under intense pressure because losing such a large segment makes the entire force look weak. Internal affairs begins watching closely. The message is clear: if the drugs are not recovered soon, carriers will end. This pressure silently sits on Mike and Marcus, pushing them forward, or even exhaustion sets in. And if we talk about the identity, this becomes dangerous to protect a key witness. Mike and Marcus are forced to continue pretending to be each other. What began as an awkward plenty slowly turns into something risky. Marcus struggled living Mike's life. The expensive apartment, the fast lifestyle, the freedom, all of it feels uncomfortable. He realizes that wealth does not equal peace. Meanwhile, Mike experiences Marx's family world, seeing responsibility, fear, and emotional attachment that he normally avoids. This piece does more than creates comedy, it exposes who they truly are underneath the bench. And if we talk about criminal worlds close in, watch it, the main antagonist is not reckless, he is patient and intelligent. Instead of rushing, he studies police movement. He learns patterns, he listens. When he realizes someone inside the department may be helping him, the danger increases, trust becomes fragile. Every phone call feels suspicious, every delay could mean betrayal. The criminals are not hiding anymore, they are hunting. And if we talk about Miami become a war zone, as the chase intensifies, the city itself turns hostile. Night streets close with neon lights, sirens echo constantly, and danger feels present even during quiet moments. Car chases are not shown as a spectacle alone. They represent urgency. There is no time to think. Decisions are made at full speed. One wrong move can end everything. The film keeps movement high, never allowing calm to settle for long. And if we talk about Francis tested under fire, the the true heart of the film is not the action, it is the friendship. Mike and Marcus argue, insult each other, and clash constantly, but when bullets fly, hesitation disappears. They know they move instantly together. Years of partnership shown in silence, eye contact, timing, trust. They may complain about each other endlessly, but survival depends on unity. That bond is what separates them from chaos. Feet over the witness in the middle. Julie, the witness, is not just someone being protected. She represented vulnerability inside a violent world. Her fear is real. She is constantly unsure whether the people protecting her will survive long enough to save her. Her presence adds emotional stakes. Every attack now carries consequences beyond pride of duty. Her life depends on them. If we talk about the final confrontation approaches, as the tale tightens, all paths lead to a final confrontation. Weapons are prepared, plans are rushed. There is no perfect strategy left. Only determination. The criminals prepare for war. The police be prepared for impact. Both sides know there will be no clean ending, only survivors. If we talk about final battle, chaos without control, when the climax arrives, it is loud, violent, and relentless. Gunfire replaces dialogue. Explosion break structure, order disappear. And if we talk about Mike and Mark's fight, not as but as men refusing to fall every moment desperately. Every shot is survival. The film doesn't glorify violence. It shows it goes through exhaustion, fear, and damage. And if we talk about resolution and aftermath, when the dust settles, victory doesn't celebratory, it feels heavy. Lives have been lost, trust has been broken, but the mission is complete. Mike and if we talk about Mike and Marcus return not as changed men, but as men who understand each other better. Their difference remain, but so does their loyalty. And if we talk about facts about Bad Boys 1995, this was Michael Bay's first feature film as a director. The movie helped launch Will Smith as a major Hollywood action star. The Miami visual style later became Bay's signature. Most action scenes were filmed practically, not digitally. Most action scenes were filmed practically, not digitally. The film's success directly led to multiple sequels. And let's talk about more. And if we talk about silence after violence, after the last gunshots fades, something unusual appears. Silence, not the peaceful kind, but the heavy silence that follows survival, the kind that makes ears ring, the kind that reminds you how close everything came to ending. Mike and Marcus stand among weekend. Their breathing is uneven. Their movements are slow for the city keeps moving around them, unaware of how fragile life had just been. And if we talk about what the film quietly says, the movie never say it directly, but it shows something important. Bravery is not fearlessness. Both men are afraid. They just move Anyway, every joke Marcus makes is not comedy, it's humor because the shield against fear makes confidence. Is also a mask underneath it sits the same uncertainty. They survive not because are fearless, but because they refuses to abandon each other. If we talk about brotherhood without words, there is no long emotional speech and no dramatic confession because real brotherhood does not need explanation. It shows in small things. A glance, a nod, standing side by side without hesitations. They don't say thank you. They don't say you saved me. They already know. The badge feels heavier now. When the mission ends, the badge does not feel powerful anymore. It feels heavy. They understand what it comes. They understand what it costs to wear it. Not just danger, but the constant threat of loss of friends, family, peace, and sometimes innocence. The job demands sacrifices every day, whether recognized or not, and tomorrow it all begins again. And if we talk about action with personality, unlike many action films, Bad Boys is remembered not for explosion alone, but for personality. The action moves fast, but the character moves the story. Every chase feels chaotic because the people inside it are human, arguing, panicking, improvising. And if we talk about that, realism inside chaos is what gives the film lasting impact. And if we talk about why the film still works, work, the story itself is simple: stolen drugs, criminal timing, running out, but simplicity allows characters to breathe. The movie succeeds because it focuses on chemistry two opposite personalities forced into the same storm. That contrast creates energy that never fades. If we talk about final meaning, bad voice is not about being tough. It's about standing when everything around you collapses. Is it about friendship surviving pressure? It's about self control only by trust. And when the siren stops, when the city calms down, what remains is not glory but partnership. Two men, one badge, and a bond stronger than the noise around them. Let's talk about more of this movie. It will take little time, so you have to wait for it. If we talk about morning after the night of joy, when the sun rises, the city looks normal again. The cars move, people walk, shops open. No one knows how to close everything, comes with destruction. That contrast is important because violence never leaves a mark on the world for long. It leaves mark only on the people who lived through it. Mike and Marcus carry through marks quickly. No medals, no ceremony, just memory. If we talk about survival, if we talk about survival science, nothing and everything, they are still a man, women, they still argue, they still joke, they still complain about each other, but something has shifted underneath. They know now, they now know without doubt that when everything collects, the other one will not run. That now is priceless. You can't train it, you can't fake it, you can only earn it under fire. And if we talk about the mind, the humor never stops. The jokes do not end after danger. Because humor is not celebration. It is release. It is how drama leaves the body without words. Laughing does not mean forgetting, it means surviving. The film understands discreetly. That's why comedy never disappears, even in serious moments. If we talk about masculinity without pretending, the movie presents strength without speeches. No one explains their feelings, no one cries openly. Yet, emotion is present everywhere, in anger, in panic, in loyalty, in silence. It shows a kind of masculinity built not on dominance but on responsibility. They protect not because they are heroic but because it is their job and they accept the cost. And if we talk about the cost of the West, being a cop in the film is not glamorous. It means never knowing if you are return home, putting strangers above yourself, living with constant risk, smiling in public while fearing fear privately. The badge does not uh, make them powerful, it makes them exposed. And if we talk about why the film feels alive, the reason Bad Boy still feels energetic decades later. It's simple. It never tries to be perfect. Scenes feels messy, dialogues overlaps, plan fails. Life behaves that way. The movie treats because it allows chaos to exist naturally. If we talk about final emotional truth, when the credit rolls, the real victory is not stopping criminal. It is coming back alive with your partner still standing beside you. That's the true ending, not justice, not revenge, not glory, just two people who survived together. And let's talk about more. If we talk about things not said, some of the strongest moments in the film happen when no one is speaking. A pause before entering a building, a look exchanged before pulling a trigger, a second of hesitation before stepping forward. Those seconds are invisible to most viewers, yet they carry the heaviest weight because in those moments a man chooses whether he will live or die. And the movie respects those silence. It does not rush through them. And if we talk about fear always present, just controlled. Fear never disappears, it waits. Behind confidences, behind joke, behind bravado, Mike hides it. Behind calm control, Marcus hides it behind loud reaction and humor. If we talk about different styles, same emotions, and if we talk about the film never mocked fear, it accepts it as part of survival. If we talk about two legs moving at different speeds, Mike gives a fast, expensive apartment, fast cars, no attachment. Marcus lives anchored. Family responsibility consequences. With the swept identities, the film quietly shows how both lives are incomplete. Freedom without connection feels empty. Responsibility without freedom feels heavy. Together the balance each other, that balance is why they survive. And if we talk about night as a marathon, much of the way happens at night, not by accident. Darkness allows mistake. Darkness hides danger. Darkness forces instinct. The city feels alive but hostile, a place that never truly sleeps, only watches every shoulder. Shadow becomes a threat. Violence, violence without celebration. Gunfire in the film is loud, sudden, chaotic. It is not elegant. People panic, people miss, people react emotionally. The movie avoids making violence great because real danger never is. And if we talk about why the film still connects, technology has changed. Cars have changed, style has evolved, but uh, partnership under pressure never changes. Trust remains timeless. Two people depending on each other when everything breaks. That idea never edges. And if we talk about the final truth, it is it all. At its core, bad work is not about criminals are temporary. The real story is about what happens when choice, trust, loyalty, when fear demands choice, when escape is possible, but staying matters more. That is why the film stays alive long after the action ends. Uh, let's talk more. If we talk about bad boys, when the noise stops after the silent fades, there is a movement that always comes after danger, not relief. Not happiness, just emptiness. The body is still shaking, but the threat is gone. The mind keeps replaying moments, the gunshots, the movement, the near misses. The film doesn't show this directly, yet it exists between every cut. Because survival never ends when the fight does. And if we talk about memory as the real scar, wounds heals, memories do not. Every time Mike steps into a room afterward, part of him calculates, exists automatically. Every time Marcus hears sudden noise, his body reacts before thought. The movie suggests subtly through attention that never fully disappears. Experience becomes instinct, trust builds under fire, trust in ordinary life flows slowly. Trust in crisis form instantly or not at all. When Mike and Marcus run toward danger together, they are making a silent promise. If this ends badly, we face it together. That promise is never spoken. but it's honored every time. And if we talk about laughter as survival, the jokes after chaos are not celebration, they are grounding. Humor, humor brings the mind back from panic. It says we still here. The movie understands this deeply. That's why laughter returns immediately, not because danger is gone, but because sanity must return. And if we talk about duty without glory, the film never frames policing as noble perfection. It frames it as obligation. You show up because someone must. You act because hesitation costs less. You continue because quitting means abandoning others. The quiet responsibility defines both men. And if we talk about the city doesn't care, Miami never pause for their struggles. Traffic keeps moving, music keeps playing, life continues. The city is beautiful, loud, indifferent, and the indifference makes the sacrifice invisible. That invisibility is part of the job. And if we talk about the real ending, the true ending is not the arrest, not the explosion, not the resolution, it's the return to normalcy, knowing it can settle against it anytime. Yet they still return, they still report for duty. That choice to continue is the real courage. And if we talk about final year, Bad Boys is about Charles knocking on ordinary lives and two people answering not because they are fearless but because someone has to. That's the final truth. And let's talk about more review of this movie, and I think while it will be loading, time will be over. But let's see, we have to do our work as it is. I don't know how much time it will take. See, when we started, it was dark, all dark out there, but now it's like fully bright. still not loaded. I'm enjoying the music. Okay, so if we talk about unseen movements before every mission, before every call, there is a pause not shown on screen. A moment when the mind asks, what if this is the one that doesn't end? The movie never dramatized this part because men like Mike and Marcus do not speak it. They push it down and move forward. That suspension is part of their strength and their burden. Courage is repetition. True bravery is not a single heroic act, it's choosing the same danger again tomorrow. So basically, it was the movie review of Bad Boys, and I hope you like it. I was fighting, but now my favorite music started sound and I have to listen. So I'm stopping the video, but yes, I will listen it full. Okay, I hope you like it. If you like it, enjoy it, like, subscribe, and follow. Let's goodbye. Thank you for your time.